and welcome back to my channel, Learning Biology with Dr. Vanessa. I'm Dr. Vanessa, and in today's video, we're going to take a look at how we hear using this 3D model of the ear. I want to send a special thank you to Anatomy Warehouse for sending me this model to be able to use in this video. If you like this model and want to get one of your own, I'm going to place the link to this model in the description box below, as well as a 15% off discount code that you can use towards your order. All right, let's take a look at the ear and how we hear. So the ear is made of three main parts: the outer ear, the middle ear, and the inner ear. The outer ear consists of the auricle or pinna, the ear canal or the external acoustic meatus, and the eardrum or tympanic membrane. The middle ear consists of three small bones that are known as the malleus, the incus, and the stapes. And the inner ear consists of the semicircular canals, the cochlea, and the vestibular nerve. So the outer ear is shaped in such a way, like a funnel almost, that allows sound to travel into the ear. So sound travels into the ear through the ear canal, and it's going to hit the tympanic membrane or eardrum and cause a vibration. So sound comes in and gets vibrated by that tympanic membrane, which is a semi-translucent, very thin tissue that's going to vibrate. Those vibrations are going to go into the middle ear and cause the little bones of the middle ear to also vibrate. And so these three small bones are going to vibrate as the sound comes in. The stapes, the last bone of these three bones, is actually going to connect to the inner ear. And it does so by this area called the oval window. So the tympanic membrane is actually about 13 times bigger than the oval window. And so that's going to allow for amplification of the sound about 13 times. And it attaches to that oval window, and it's going to send those vibrations into this area right here called the cochlea. So it's a snail-like area here. Now the inner ear consists of the semicircular canals and the cochlea. The semicircular canals really are for equilibrium and balance, so we're not going to talk about those in this video, but the cochlea is where we are going to get hearing. So those vibrations are going to be sent into the inner ear, and we are going to be able to hear by those vibrations being sent there. So now we're going to take a closer look at the cochlea, the anatomy of the cochlea, and the inner workings of how we hear. Now we're going to focus on the inner ear and then really zoom in on the cochlea, which is the actual organ of hearing. If we zoom in on the cochlea, we'll see that there are three fluid-filled canals: the vestibular canal, also known as scala vestibuli, the tympanic canal, known as scala tympani, and then the cochlear canal, which is also known as the scala media. Within the cochlear canal, we will see the organ of Corti right in this area here. If we zoom in to the organ of Corti, we'll see that it contains hairs that move when pressure waves of a certain frequency move the membrane underneath them, and auditory nerves, and these are going to be nerves from the inner hair roots that send signals to the brain. So the hairs will move in response to the frequency, and then those signals are going to be sent down into the nerves, which in turn will then send signals to the brain. If we take a look at this picture, and notice here is the middle ear and the bones, and then this would be the cochlea extended out, so you can kind of see where the signals are being sent in order. We have the stapes here that attaches to the oval window, so the signals are going to be sent from this area here in the oval window to the scala vestibuli, and then to the helicotrema, to the scala tympani, and then finally to the round windows. When the waves bounce off the round windows, it is actually going to amplify the sound about 20 times. There are about 24,000 hairs in the organ of Corti. These hairs consist of inner and outer hairs, the outer which are also called sterocilia. The inner hairs will bend or shear to a specific sound frequency when the liquid in the organ of Corti disturbs the basilar membrane underneath them. This causes the hair cells to release potassium into their roots. A small electric current then flows through the inner hair roots across a synapse and releases a neurotransmitter that creates a response in the auditory neurons. This message travels through the auditory nerve, also called the eighth nerve, to the brain. The outer hairs will stretch and push downward at the same time that the inner hairs bend. This enhances the wave that has already been generated, and therefore they are referred to as inner hair enhancers. In feedback suppression, the brain sends messages back to the cochlea through the outer ear. If needed, these messages to the outer hairs are going to instruct them to inject inhibitor chemicals into the organ of Corti, and this is going to result in a dampening to the inner hair activity. As the hairs move, the electrical signals are going to be sent to the eighth nerve, like I mentioned before, which is connected to the auditory center of the brain. In the brain, the electrical impulses are going to be translated into sounds which we recognize and understand. Therefore, these small little hair fibers are essential to our hearing ability. Should these hair fibers become damaged or die, our hearing ability deteriorates. The eighth nerve, or the vestibulocochlear nerve, is at the base of each root, extends out into the base of each root of a hair cell, and these are going to generate the impulses that are then sent to the brain. The eighth nerve is going to carry the electrical and chemical messages to the brain for processing and is the conduit for the messages from the brain back to the cochlea. Thank you so much for watching my video. Please make sure to like this video and subscribe to my channel, as I will have more videos coming. And as always, if you have any questions or comments, please put them down below. Thank you.